Hey there, I'm Jay Lethal. This is my food vlog, episode number 2. Why don't you pull up a seat and make yourself comfy? There, isn't that better? Now, let me ask you a question. Has this ever happened to you?
I just want a tomato!
If you answered yes, then great. We're gonna have a great time today. If you answered no, you're probably lying. But anyway, we're gonna cover sharpening our knives today because working with a dull knife is one of the most dangerous things that you can do in the kitchen. Aside from, well, you know, sticking your hand down the food disposal. Alright, so in all seriousness, we are going to learn how to sharpen our knives today. It's a technique that I wish I would have learned a number of years ago, but I just learned it a couple weeks ago in school, and I think it's really important to know because working with the dull knife can really be dangerous. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a sharpening stone. They come in several different sizes and shapes, but you want one probably about 10 to 12 inches long. It's going to have two sides to it. You want one that has both a coarse side and a fine side, and it's just to make sure you get a really good, nice edge on your knife. You'll do the technique that I'm going to show on the coarse side first, and then you'll flip the stone over, and then you'll do it on the fine side. And then before you use your stone, what you want to do is make sure it's soaking in water for at least 15 to 20 minutes before you actually use it to make sure all the pores are closed up and filled with water to give you the best edge possible. So let's jump right in. Alright, so as you can see, I've replaced my cutting board for my sharpening stone and of course my chef knife. If you remember back from my first video, I used a santoku to do my knife cuts, but this is my chef knife. I love it, and it came with my knife kit at school. And coincidentally, it needs a sharpening right now. So what you want to do, again, this is my my sharpening stone. It's been soaking for about 15 or 20 minutes. It's not the best. It's only got one side on it, but again, my knife doesn't need a severe sharpening right now. So what you want to do with your stone facing vertical, like away from you, is take your knife. I like to start at the base, at the heel of the blade right here. Place it on the stone. And you can lay it down like so it's laying on the stone itself, but then lift it up just so slightly so you have a little bit of angle going on. And then while applying downward and then forward pressure, bring your knife through the stone and then pull it back. And then forward and then back. And you'll do that depending on your knife, depending on how dull it is or what kind of knife it is. You know, you might do that 10, 20 times, okay? And then what you want to do is flip your knife over. Start at the top and then do the exact same thing. So a little bit of angle and then pull towards you and then away from you and then towards you and then away from you. And you'll do that another 20 or 30 times. And then what you want to do is flip it back over, bring it back to the front here, and then scoot down just a little bit so you're now going over a new area of the knife that hasn't been sharpened yet. Imagine that. So then you'll go forward and you'll come back and you'll do this another 15, 20, 30 times depending on your knife. Flip it over and do the exact same thing. Now you'll do that all the way, you know, from one end of your knife to the other. Flip it over and you'll do the exact same thing. You'll have a really sharp knife, and it could actually take you a very long time if your knife is really dull, somewhere in the range of about 30 minutes or so, depending on your knife and how much pressure you use. And then what I would recommend is there will be like metal dust everywhere, so clean your knife off before you try to use it for anything, and then this way you have a really sharp knife and you will not hurt yourself as easily in the kitchen. Again, I'm Jay Lethal. Thanks for dropping by my kitchen. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time.